Welcome to all you Sagittarians. Welcome for your monthly forecast for Sagittarius for November 2014. And I'm excited for the Sagittarians. Of course, I have a Sagittarius rising myself, so I'm always interested in what is happening for the Sagittarians. But it's finally the time that Saturn, the last time that Saturn is in that 12th house of yours. And of course, next year, it's going to be a bit going retro into that 12th house, but that's a piece of cake now in comparison with what it is now. And the good news is for you Sagittarians, you will not have to wait until December to feel the relief, to feel the new start, because already a couple of planets are transiting your first house. That will be the Sun and Venus. So the last 2 weeks of November, you will already feel a bit of an uplift because certain planets will come into your sign. And certainly with Venus there, you will feel Venus goes into your sign around the 17th. So that's nice, that's nice. That's because you feel better about yourself. And, you know, we all need that every now and then, to feel good about ourselves and to feel valued from within. But I'll talk about that in other monthly horoscopes, that with Saturn in your 12th house, in my experience, in my humble opinion, that's way tougher than having it in your first house. That's one thing. The good news is it's still 1 month, especially the 14 first days of November, that you will go deep with this Saturn in your 12th house. But it all has a meaning, and it all means that it's supposed to be that way. You know, astrology shows us what is happening with us, but it also hopefully gives us meaning, which is so important for a Sagittarian to know. What is the meaning here? It is that the hard work will give you the rewards, and I'll talk about what that is in a minute. So Saturn is there. There are two things really crucial during the month of November. First of all, there is a stallion in Scorpio, and secondly, Saturn. Because why is Saturn so important during this month? Because 3 planets are passing Saturn. 3 personal, quick-linear planets are passing the point of Saturn in a conjunction. Whenever that happens, it means that that particular planet, which in this case is Saturn, has more meaning, has more, there is going to be a bit more of a Saturn-like month. So Venus will cross Saturn, Mercury will cross Saturn, and the Sun will cross Saturn. That is a lot, which means it is for all of us a month of a over-focus on something, of going in depth, going to the root of the matter, into something. Now for you Sagittarians, it is about the 12th house. And the 12th house, I think for Sagittarians, that you are now starting to see what that was all about. And very simply explained, it was all about your blind spots. It was all about knowing your unconscious drives. So we are driven by our unconsciousness as well. And it is even said, and some people even say, that we are mostly driven by the unconscious. So, and that's why every now and then our life surprises ourselves. So we can better be as conscious as possible. That is certainly the drive of a Sagittarian, to know what we are doing and to know what we are all about, because that strengthens us. That gives us the feeling that we are the master of what we do. We master ourselves better, and then we can achieve more in life, whatever it is that you want to achieve. So that is what's happening for the last time now, the last bit, you could say, for the Sagittarians. They're still exploring the unconscious. They are still exploring those drives that we didn't know that we had them. Those old patterns that we didn't know that were still working in us. So a lot of Sagittarians have grown in knowledge of themselves. Whether you're 20 years old, whether you're 40 years old, 60 years old, it doesn't matter. When Saturn comes in the 12th house, it's like Saturn has its joy in the 12th house. And that's an old term in astrology that means that it is good there, that it's doing good stuff there, Saturn in the 12th. And why is that? Because Saturn is structure. It's structuring it. It's what is it structuring? A very unstructural, unconscious house. So it's becoming very real. And that's the reward that the Sagittarians will get when Saturn comes into their sign next month. So it's a huge, important time for Sagittarians, especially those who have a Sagittarius rising, but also those who have a sun or a moon sign in Sagittarius, because it is a cycle that ends. It is a maturity cycle. You are going up a level, more mature, more mastering, being more the master of your unconscious drives. And don't we all want that? I mean, to be in control and to have power for our own lives. This is, Sagittarians want to have healthy power to do what they want to do in accordance with a higher belief. That's the Sagittarian. The Sagittarian goes exploring. It's an adventurous sign, but ultimately it wants to put it into practice, and it wants to live their lives in trust and self-trust. So a very important month for Sagittarians. Still a month of standing still, but at the same time, as I said, you're having Venus in your sign, you're having the sun. In happy birthday, by the way. So for those who have a birthday in early Sagittarius. And so you feel that parts of you are drawn into the future, parts of you are drawn towards hope, and you already feel that vision, because Sagittarius is all about vision. Sun in your first house, Venus in your first house, it's a vision. And you're going to share that vision with a lot of charm there, with a lot of kindness there, because that's Venus in your sign, being kind towards other people and towards yourself. So, so there's a bit paradoxal energies going on, but it's more of a transition time. So you're going towards the more Sagittarian energy, which is more positive, which is more fire, which is more going towards the future, but you're still dealing with the Saturn, you're still dealing, Venus crosses the Saturn, so the attachments, you're letting go of the attachments that you need to let go of, you're making choices when it comes to what you like, what you dislike. The Mercury passes it, so also your thinking processes, the idée fixe that one might have. An idée fixe, I mean, being too focused on a certain idea, you let that go, you let it for what it is, and you go on. You keep the good ideas, you let go of the bad ideas. And what are good ideas and bad ideas, that's up to you to decide. That's what you are doing in that 12th house. And also the sun goes into, makes a conjunction with Saturn in your 12th house. So that makes your energy level just a little bit lower, the first 2 weeks of the month. But as I said, very uplifting time for the Sagittarians, especially around the middle, that you will say, finally, I feel that I'm going forward, and I feel that things go faster again, because Saturn makes things slow, and the Sagittarian is a fire sign. It doesn't want things to go slow, it wants to go forward. Important time to still stand still with certain things that you need to let go of, and to understand and to feel. I mean, not only in your head, but in your body, to feel that there are new things coming ahead. There are new ways that you are going to take with Saturn in your first house next month. And now you are prepared. It's the time for new things to start. And you will do that in a structured way, but I'll talk about that not next month. But it's time. It's time to let go of the past. It's time to proceed in life. And that is a huge psychological, physiological process, you could say, of getting things off your chest and being okay with it. And Mars and Pluto will be in Capricorn in your second house, which means that the Mars energy will have to do with how you will embody all this, how you will do all this, how you will work this out, these new things that you want. And for some people it will be a new relationship. For other people it will be a new work or a new way of work or a new project, and that will demand a lot of your energy. And you may be sure that you will have that. That's the most important thing that is happening. And the stellium. So whenever we have a stellium, we have that over focus on the 12th house. So be confident with the fact that it's still a bit needed to go deep. If you say, no, not another month of these in-depth exploration, I've had it, I know the feeling, it's still 2 weeks. And then you can go for the rewards there. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, I almost forget. Normally I don't mention the new moons for you Sagittarius, but there is a new moon for you at 0 degrees of Sagittarius on the 22nd of November. Again, shows there's a new identity being born here. Really, there's a new you coming out of all this long, internal, reflective state that you were in lately. So, thanks a lot for watching. Have a good month, you Sagittarians. Explore and be prepared and enjoy the month. Bye-bye.